Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, one, two, three. Hello, check.
Friends, so we'll start our session, open house session, in a couple of minutes. Online. Both the things. Here participants 25, sir. Professor Shashi, are we audible?
Yeah, hi, good morning. Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. Stop sharing. Good morning, everyone. Welcome you all to the open house session 2023 conducted by IIT Tirupati. Now I request our director, Professor K.N. Satyanarayana, our Dean, in charge Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. Ankireddy, in charge Dean Student Affairs, Dr. Bijli Balakrishnan, to preside over the stage. Now I request our Dean Academic Affairs, in charge Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. Ankareddy, to address the participants and their parents and guardians.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Durga. And then, so thank you, everyone. So good morning, first of all. Okay, so yes, fine. All right. So this open house event, as you know, right? So to get familiarized with our institute, IIT Tirupati, and then some of the faculty members are here. And then probably after the end of this open house here at this event, I mean, at this building, so you will be going around the campus to see actually the facilities, and then to make your mind, or maybe, if you have any questions in your mind, you can ask us. So the program is, very briefly, I will explain. So first, our director, sir, Professor Satyanarayana, will explain you when the institute started, how the buildings have come up. Of course, because he is there from the day one, so he knows every detail of it. Since he's he himself is civil engineer, so I think he was behind all these buildings and knowledge transfer, everything. He will explain to you. And apart from that, the kind of a quality construction you yourself will see when you go around the campus, right? So all those things will be shown in the presentation, I believe. And then after director's address, we will have an address by Dean Student Affairs, and also the two student secretaries, one for research affairs and another for academics. They will also speak on behalf of our students. So after that, you have a question and answer section. So you're welcome, and then you're free to ask whatever kind of a questions you have related to IIT Tirupati, and the various academic programs we have in our institute, and what actually our students are doing. I mean, alumni are doing currently. So you might be having these questions. So please ask them. We encourage you to ask whatever questions you have, and we'll give you answers for those questions, right, if possible. So, okay, with that, now I welcome our director, Professor Satyanarayana Garu, to address the today's students, their parents, and guardian. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ankareddy. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to start by congratulating the students who have cracked the JEE or advanced JEE. And all of you have worked very hard for a number of years to achieve your dream of getting into one of the IITs. And today you're now trying to make a decision on which IIT and what to study, right? That's the thing that all of you are struggling with. Whether I go after my passion, I have some interest in certain area, but everyone else says go study only this because this will give you more money. Okay. So anyway, those are decisions you need to take. Two things. One is which campus, and second thing is which branch, or either other way around. Some of you may say, I only want to study this branch, which is probably the best place. And many factors come into decision making. Proximity to where your hometown, or your what is perceived as an desirable IIT to go to, and so on. Okay, those are decisions you need to take. But today we thought we'll organize this open house to tell you about what's happening at IIT Tirupati. If you're considering IIT Tirupati as a possible place where you would like to go, or even if you're still not decided, maybe you may reconsider your decision about IIT Tirupati. So we'll use this opportunity to we have people online. We have about 27 people I see online, and a bunch of people on YouTube channel also. We are also having this on the YouTube channel, so people from across the country could also view it on the YouTube. Now, IIT Tirupati, started in 2015, right? And I'll come back to this. There's a picture there saying NIRF ranking 59 this year. I'll come back to that later on. And the picture that you see there is the campus as it looked in 2018. I'm sorry, the crane's behind. So this is the picture as it looked in about 2 years back, 2021. Okay. But the buildings in the foreground there were all built in 2018 itself. Okay, I'll come to that a little bit later on more. Now, IITs as a system have evolved, starting from the first IIT in IIT Kharagpur in 1951-52 when it was started. And the first 5 IITs were established in the 50s and early 60s. The next IIT, I think, was IIT Bombay in 58, IIT Madras and Kanpur in 59, and IIT Delhi around 62 or so, around that period, 62, 63. So these are the first 5 IITs, and subsequently this IIT system was expanded after nearly 30 years of starting the IIT system when in 1994, IIT Guwahati was established in the northeastern part of the country. And in 2002, IIT Roorkee became an IIT. I mean, University of Roorkee became an IIT. You know, University of Roorkee is the oldest technical institution in the country, along with Anna University in Chennai. They started around the same period, way back in 1853 or 1854 or so. And in 2002, University of Roorkee was made into an IIT. So these 7 institutions together, we call them 1G IITs or first generation IITs, right? In terms of how the ministry deals with us in terms of funding and their age and maturity and so on. Then there was a need for opening more IITs. The country has grown. You know, our population has become 3 times from the time of independence. Right? Today, it's 1.4 billion people. At the time of independence, it was only some 350 million people. So 3 times the population has grown. The economy has grown. Our capability has grown. So obviously, there's a much bigger requirement for high-class, high-level manpower in the country. And also all the states started requesting the center to establish an IIT in the state because of the reputations the IIT have gained across the world. If you see today, Modi ji has visit to US, the industry leaders that were called, especially from the Indian background, you will see quite a few of them are who have graduated from the IITs, right? They could have come from different areas. Kumar Pichai, I mean, this guy, Sundar Pichai did metallurgy in IIT Kharagpur. Now he's the head of Google, right? Alphabet. So given the brand name that IIT has got, so there was and also requirement of the country, there was an expansion of the IIT system in 2008 when 8 more IITs were established in Hyderabad, in Gandhinagar, Indore, Jodhpur, Mandi, Ropar, Patna, Bhubaneswar, and so on, right? So we call them second generation IITs. And in 2015 and 16, in 2014, 6 more IITs were announced, right? Including the ones in Tirupati and Palakkad, which started in 2015 itself, and then in Dharwad, Goa, Belai, and Jammu. So we call these 3G IITs as the third generation IITs. So we are part of the third generation IITs. So when the new second and third generation IITs have been established, the process that has been followed is that one of the older IITs will mentor one of the newer IITs. Okay. So in the second generation IITs, for example, IIT Madras mentored IIT Hyderabad, right, which has become the largest second generation IIT now and fastest growing. Kharagpur mentored, for example, Bhubaneswar and I think Patna, and so on. In terms of geographical proximity, IIT Bombay mentored Gandhinagar, Mandi was mentored by Roorkee, and so on. So same process was followed for the third generation IITs. Again, based on geographical proximity, IIT Madras came forward to mentor IIT Tirupati and IIT Palakkad. Then Bombay, IIT Jammu, and as IIT Goa and IIT Dharwad. and then Jammu by IIT Delhi, and then IIT Bhilai was mentored by IIT Hyderabad. But so though these were announced in 2014, IIT Madras decided to get these two IITs started in 2015 itself. So Tirupati and Palakkad started in 2015, and the others, Bhilai, Goa, and Jammu, started in 2000, and Dharwad started in 2016. So we are 1 year ahead of the others. And also, so I was, so when they start off, they send in one or two professors to get the activity started off as professors in charge for the new IIT. And the faculty from the Mentor Institute would come and teach the first couple of years till new faculty are hired. Okay, so in the case of IIT Tirupati, I was sent in as a professor in charge in 2015. I came here first in January 2015 to get the thing started, along with our senior professor, Professor Krishnaya. So that's how we started off in 2015. And it so happens that IIT Tirupati is probably the only IIT which has the same person who has come to mentor it, to get it started, became subsequently a director, and then on to a second term. So there's a continuity in terms of how things are growing, how things are shaping up, and so on. And you can see the result of that on the ground when you look at the progress that we have made. So, so with that background on the IIT system, I thought you should have a broader picture of the overall IITs, not only about IIT Tirupati. That's why I'm spending some time on setting the context. And each of these IITs, when they start new, all of us have started with a smaller numbers. You know, we soft launch. There's always a chicken and egg problem. Do I create the infrastructure and then start the institute? Or do I start by arranging some temporary facilities and then create the infrastructure? So the process that has been followed is the second process, where you start off either from getting some buildings from an existing government college, or hiring buildings from from the whatever is available in the market, and then you build up the campus. Okay, so in 2015 when we started off this. Do I have? Yeah. So 2014 government announced. 2015 itself we had the foundation stone program for this institute. Maybe among the six third generation IITs, ours was the first IIT to have its foundation stone program done. And if you see here, it was a very grand event. Okay, probably India's biggest foundation stone program for an academic institution, with some 25,000 people in attendance. The then Chief Minister was very keen that we don't slip like the others and started 2016, that we started in 2015 itself. So he got the foundation stone program done very quickly. We had 3 union ministers in attendance for the foundation stone, March 28, 2015. And it was a common foundation stone program for both IIT, ISER, and IIIT at Sri City. Okay, all the 3 institutions. That's why it was a very big event. And then we had the chief minister and his education minister and a number of cabinet members in attendance. So we had the foundation stone program in 2015, and we commenced the BTech program in 4 branches. Most other IITs have started with only 3 branches. Typically computer science, mechanical, and electrical. But the mentor director was IIT Madras director, Professor Bhaskar Murthy, took a decision that we'll start civil engineering also. Okay, because he strongly believed that it is very essential that we cover all the basic engineering areas. So we soft launched our programs in 2015 by starting BTech program by admitting 120 students, 30 each in computer science and engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, and mechanical engineering. Okay, and then subsequently we kept increasing our intakes as we went forward. In 2017, we started our research programs, Master of Science by Research, and the PhD programs. We started admitting students in 2017. And the regular faculty members were hired only after the director is appointed, you can hire the regular faculty members. So in 2015-16, mostly faculty members, very senior professors from IIT Madras came and taught here. Okay, to the faculty. In fact, the students at IIT Madras used to say that you're getting better teachers from IIT Madras to teach than we are getting there. Some of the, very popular teachers. So our students were very fortunate that way, that our earlier batches, though the infrastructure was limited, they got some of the best teachers to come and teach. In 2017, we launched our MS and PhD programs. 2018, our MTech programs. Now we have MTech programs, number of MTech programs across various things. And most important, 2018, we started our operations in this campus. Within 3 years, probably we are among the fastest to move most of our operations into the permanent campus. In fact, we use some fast construction technologies, some sustainable technologies to quickly build up the campus. And we had set our target that the first batch coming out of this institute will live in the campus for at least 1 year. Okay. The second generation IITs, if you see, and for that matter, if you're seeing the third generation IITs, 3-4 batches graduated without ever seeing the campus. Okay, they're all from the temporary campus. They were there and they've graduated. So, but we said ourselves, no, we said students have to, the thing also said out, so we achieved that. First batch lived 1 full year in the campus here in the hostel. So this part of the campus that we are in now, we call it the South Campus. Earlier we used to call it the Transit Campus. So this was all built up fully, including these classrooms, 2 classrooms in this building, health center, computer center, library, laboratories for electrical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, workshop, and then the hostels for about 800 students. Capacity, of course, we could accommodate more than 1,000 by adding extra cots. And then the dining hall, sports facilities. And then quickly, we also built about 15 classrooms. All this we had finished in 2018 and moved into the campus. So that's a big achievement that we've had related to any of the second or third generation IITs. And then the campus building started, the main campus building in 2020. So in spite of COVID, we have the way we've achieved our construction. All our construction happened during, in spite of it, we're just 6 months behind schedule. Okay, for a almost 2 years, 27-month project. So that's again a very difficult thing. And then we're going to start the next stage construction, which will double whatever you see. What you see here is one end. Campus extends another 1.75 kilometers that side. Okay, this is the south end of the campus. Okay, so right now we have 9 departments in the institute, 5 in engineering. I told we started our 4 engineering BTech programs in 2015, and in 2018 we also started chemical engineering. Okay, so we have now 5 BTech programs in these areas. In chemical engineering, civil and environment engineering, computer science and engineering, electrical and mechanical engineering. We have very strong departments in math, physics, chemistry. We have MSc programs in these areas. We have PhD programs in this area. And we also have a very strong humanities and social sciences program, HSS program. We strongly believe that, and all IITs for that matter, are becoming more and more interdisciplinary institutes. We are expanding our capabilities in humanities and social sciences, in medical sciences, in law. For example, Kharagpur has a program. Kharagpur is rated in the top 10 law programs in the country today, and so on, because today all problems are addressed in a very interdisciplinary way. You have to look at issues from various angles. It's not just enough that I sit and write code, but any problem that needs to be addressed, you need to look at the economics of it, you need to look at the social aspect of it, and the technology aspect of it. So we have MTech programs and all the engineering programs, all the engineering departments. We have MSc in math, physics, chemistry in the institute, MSc in mathematics and statistics. We have MSc in physics, we have MSc in chemistry. And we have, under humanities and social sciences program, offers a master's in public policy. Okay, we are the 3rd IIT among the 23 IITs to have a master's in public policy. And we'll keep expanding our programs as we go forward. And again, in MTech, we have various streams. For example, in mechanical engineering, we have design and manufacturing. We're starting a new program in fluids and thermal, right? And energy systems. We initially called it fluid and thermal. Now we call it energy systems. And then in electrical, we have 3 streams. In electrical, civil, we have 4 streams, and so on in the MTech programs. Also, one more thing is we are the only city in the country which has both an IIT and an IISER. Indian Institute of Science Education Research, the premier science institutes in the country. So IISER campus is just 3 kilometers further down this road. The same road, Erpedu to Venkatagiri Road, you go another 3 kilometers. And actually you can see, if you get on the top of any building, you can see the IISER campus from here because we're at a little higher elevation. And our students can go take any course in IISER. So if, as I told you, we have some of you who is more interested in science, right? I may be doing electrical engineering, but I want to do more physics courses, if you say, or you can go take courses in our MSc program. Or if there are courses that are offered in IISER that are not offered here, you can take those courses and transfer the credits here. So we have an arrangement where IISER students can come take courses here and our students can go take courses there. Some of the faculty come and teach a few courses here. Our faculty go teach us a course there. We share our laboratory facilities and so on. So that's another big advantage we have here at Tirupati. So right now, with the admissions that are going to take place at the end of in July, both at the postgraduate level and the undergraduate level and the PhD level, will be about 1,600 students. Okay. Once again, among all the 3 GIITs, we are probably the largest in terms of the number of students, but very fast catching up with these 2 GIITs, right? With some of the other 2 GIITs, which are just beyond, little bit beyond 2,000 or so, I think in another year or 2, we will catch up with some among those 8 2 GIITs. At least a couple of them we will quickly catch up. So our rate of progress has been very strong, and we have a very strong PhD program. If you see, out of 1,600 students, more than 260 students are PhD students. So we have very active research environment in the institute. We have a lot of MTech students, MSc students, in addition to the BTech in these 5 areas. Coming to faculty members, once again, we have a sanctioned strength of 120 faculty members, out of which we have already filled up about 115 or 116. Okay. So, you'll see articles that IITs are struggling filling up faculty and all those things. So that way we've been very aggressive in our recruitment. And if you see, already 107 faculty members are here. Another 9 are joining. They're joining another 2-3 months. We have already made offers to all of them. We had done the interviews a couple of months back. So we'll get to 115, 116. And then we're going to do the next round of recruitment. Now I got a sanction from my board to go for another 30, 40 positions. Okay, so which, we don't very fast. We want to ensure that we get only the best faculty. So we probably will be adding another 20, 30 each year as we go forward. Okay. One thing with IITs is we have a 1:10 ratio in terms of faculty to students. If you go to NITs, it's 1:12. The other engineering colleges is 1:15. So 1 faculty member for every 10 students is the ratio that we use in IIT. And as you see here, we have all departments are quite well staffed in terms of faculty and staff. Chemical engineering, for example, we had 12 faculty members. Okay. Civil, we have 16, including the person who joined. Computer science, we have about 10 faculty members. Computer science is a very difficult department to find faculty members. And if you see, compared to some of the second generation IITs, we are probably at par with them in terms of faculty we have been attracting. And we are making all efforts to add more faculty. Electrical is the biggest department with about 17 faculty members, mechanical with 16, chemistry with 11, mathematics with 11, physics with 11, and humanities and social sciences at 12. Okay, so we have pretty good representation of faculty. We've been very fortunate, when we started off this IIT, that we managed to bring in 6 very senior professors to come and mentor the institute from the beginning, full time. They were here. They had just retired from various IITs, And they came here, they helped us set up all the full institutions, systems, academic systems, administrative systems, and so on. I don't think any other IIT has had the fortune of having so many senior faculty. So we went and convinced the government that 65, in IIT faculty retire at 65. When they retire, we got them to be rehired as full-time faculty members with permission from the Ministry of Education and the President of India. And we had the 6 senior professors, Professor Krishnaya, chemical engineering professor, who was a dean of academic research at IIT Madras, voted the best teacher at IIT Madras when he was there. So he came here, set up our academic programs. And then from IIT Madras, we also had Professor Deshmukh, Professor P.C. Deshmukh, former physics head at IIT Madras. And then also he was dean of academics at IIT Mandi for a couple of years before he came here. And he's still associated with us. He continues to teach. Number of BTech students have published papers in physics journals with him. Every year, he has at least 3-4 BTech students work with him and publish in very good journals in physics. Then we had Professor T.S. Natarajan, again from IIT Madras. I think the chairs here, sir. You can come to the front. There are chairs here. You can sit here. That side. Then Professor Natarajan, once again, a very passionate science teacher. He specializes in electronics and material science. So he was here. So 3 of them from IIT Madras, 2 from IIT Kanpur, Professor Krishnaya, Professor Kishore, who was former head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering at IIT Kanpur. He still teaches here. He continues to teach here. Then Professor Raghavendra, again, a very senior mathematics professor. He was Dean Faculty Research here. And Professor C.P. Rao. C.P. Rao was a chair professor. He's also a J.C. Bose fellow, professor at the national level. And he's still here with us. Who was at IIT Bombay. He was a chair professor at IIT Bombay. So these were all the professors who came and helped establish a very strong foundation for the institute, along advising me and the overall staff. So we have been very fortunate to have, and all of them are somewhere or other still engaged. Some of them full-time, couple of them still engaged with us full-time, but all others come teach some course at some time and keep coming back to advise us. So quickly, as I told you, we have going to be having about 116, 117 faculty members by July, August. And just to give you a glimpse of the profile of our faculty members, chemical engineering, I'm going alphabetically. Okay, nothing particular this thing. We have managed to attract nearly 20 faculty members to move from the first and second generation IITs to IIT Tirupati. Okay, more than 20. Okay. I'll give you an example. For example, Shashidhar Guma, who is our current Dean of Academic Affairs, and also is currently also holding the International Affairs and Alumni Affairs Deanship. He was a full professor at IIT Guwahati before he moved here. Okay, so, and so on. Professor Ankit Reddy, who spoke to you earlier, he was at IIT Guwahati. He also, we have 6 faculty members who moved from IIT Guwahati to IIT Tirupati. Then about 4 from Indore. We have faculty members who moved from IIT Delhi, a couple of them from IIT Kharagpur. So from Bhubaneswar, Jodhpur, and all these places. So if faculty are ready to move, something must be going right at this place. From the first generation IITs also. So, and all of our faculty members have, 80% of our faculty members have either done, all of them, everyone has a PhD from a top institution, whether India or abroad, everyone, 100% or PhD holders. And 80% of them have had international, at least 80% of them have international exposure. That is, either did PhD abroad or went and did postdoc abroad before coming back and joining us. So that way we've been very fortunate to get people to all over the place. For example, if you take Trivikrama Nalamili, he has a PhD from IIT Madras, then he was a Humboldt scholar in Germany for about 3-4 years before he came back and joined. I'm just giving you some example. And we have at least 4-5 faculty members who are BTechs from IIT Madras, who did BTech at IIT Madras and went on to do, for example, Sunil Kumar, Professor Sumil Kumar, he did his BTech from IIT Madras, Masters from ISC, and then PhD from Notre Dame. University of Notre Dame is one of the top places for chemical engineering. Okay, he's a chemical engineering faculty, and so on. Okay, so for example, Brinda Murthy is a very new faculty member who just joined us. She was at Korea. She is moved here. Then in chemistry, again, as I told you, we were fortunate to have Professor Pularao guiding our faculty members. Again, they're all PhDs from various places, covering all areas of chemistry: physical chemistry, theoretical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. All areas of chemistry are well covered by our faculty members. Civil engineering, again, we have very strong faculty members. The head of the department, Krishna Prapurna, who is a PhD from Arizona State, he moved here from IIT Kharagpur, and so on. So we have people working in structural engineering. Dr. Bijli here, she's from a structural engineering background. We have people in construction materials, geotechnical engineering, foundation engineering, water resources, environmental, transportation, construction. We have all areas of civil engineering well covered among our faculty members. For example, Dr. Rahul here did his PhD from IIT Madras. He works in 3D printed concrete, 3D printing of concrete. In fact, we have some data. We have done a few structures on campus using 3D printed concrete. Then he went to Ghent in Belgium, did his postdoc there before he joined us. Okay, then, yeah. So we have, as I told you, faculty, various areas of civil engineering are covered. Computer science, once again, we have, as I told you, about 10 faculty members. The head of the department is Dr. Venkatramana Badarla, who was earlier at IIT Jodhpur before he moved here. Then we have people in all areas of computer science, theoretical computer science, computer systems engineering, various software engineering, high performance computing, and so on. For example, Dr. Raghavendra, K. Raghavendra, he had gone on leave to teach at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, one of the top programs in computer science. He was a postdoc there earlier. He came, joined us. Then he went back at their invitation. He's going to come back next week after finishing his assignment there. So he was teaching there for the last 2 years. We have people like Professor Igna Rana. Igna Rana was a former professor of computer science at IIT Madras, and considered one of the top professors in the country in the area of especially the speech processing and so on. Is one of the leading authority in using various this is, I think, the area given there is not right. They've cut and paste from a wrong the previous one. But he's considered one of the top professors in the country. So he's an adjunct professor. He comes and teaches every year here in our institute. He also is teaching at IIIT Hyderabad and also IIT Hyderabad, and he comes here and teaches. Electrical engineering, again, we have very strong faculty members covering all areas of electrical engineering, whether it's communication, whether it's power electronics, networks, signal processing, RF microwave, right? In fact, we're an MTech. We are one of the few institutes which offers an MTech in RF and microwave, radio frequency and microwave technologies. And again, people with various backgrounds. Professor Murthy, who heads the department, he was earlier teaching at IIT Bhubaneswar before he moved here. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so these are further faculty members in electrical engineering. Dr. Sarvendranath, he just last week, he joined us. He moved from IIT Guwahati here. Okay, HSS, again, all of you in your BTech program will be doing at least 4 HSS courses. It's compulsory. If you want, you can do more. You will have about 5 free electives where you can take anywhere. If you want, you can take all the 5 in humanities, or you can take all the 5 in computer-related areas. So that option flexibility is there. So we have a couple of faculty members in philosophy. Professor Raghuram Raju, for example, is one of the leading professors in the country in philosophy. Anyone in the country who works in the philosophy area knows about Professor Raghuram Raju. He runs a column in Statement every month and so on. So Bharat and Professor Professor Raghuram Raju are from philosophy. We have 3 in literature. And then we have 2 in economics. Then Dr. Sanjay Nath works in the area of public policy. Then Vanit Kashyap in organizational behavior, and Saranya in the area of finance. Okay. And then so we are again, we have hired a couple of more faculty members, one in psychology and another one in operations management, who will be joining us. Mathematics, now mathematics become very important, extremely important. Today with AI, ML, expectations, data science, all these areas, mathematics has become extremely important. And statistics. So we have right now a couple of faculty members in statistics. One more is joining us, senior professor, who is just retired from QSAT Kerala. Dr. Professor Balakrishna, he'll be joining us in 1st of August. And then one more person is joining us. He's moving here next month, right? Couple of weeks should be here. So we have about 4 faculty members in statistics. Statistics is the most difficult department to find faculty members in, because of big demand due to data science and so on. So that's an area we are very strongly growing. And then other areas of mathematics. We have faculty members from applied math to pure math. Okay. Mechanical engineering, again, very strong team. For example, Anil Kumar, who happens to be our Dean Sponsored Research Consulting, he moved here from IT Indore. There are a lot of initiatives in the country, missions, for example, hydrogen mission. I don't know how many of you, of course, many of you are busy studying for JEE, don't know what's happening in general, but you need to catch up on all these things. There's quantum mission, there's hydrogen mission, the country is launched, and we have faculty members working in these areas. Anil Kumar, for example, works in this area. And all areas of mechanical engineering. We have people manufacturing and modeling, materials, composite materials, mechanics, and so on, thermal, HVAC, right? We're very interesting faculty members with different background. For example, if you take Dr. Yujendra Mitikiri down here, he's in mechanical engineering. He's a BTech in computer science from IIT Madras. Okay. And then he worked in TI, Texas Instruments, designing chips for about 12 years. Then he went and did a master's and PhD in mechanical and aerospace engineering. So he's now a faculty in mechanical engineering. Okay. Because things are becoming very interdisciplinary. So we're trying to bring in faculty members with these kinds of background. Physics, again, very strong team. Actually, we have a center here called CHEMOS, Center for Atomic, Molecular, and Optical Science and Technologies. And today, this quantum technologies are the talk of the trend that is happening: quantum computing, quantum sensing, quantum communications, quantum materials. So we have a very strong team that's building up in the area of quantum. So we have faculty members covering various areas of physics, whether it's AMO sciences, atomic, molecular, optical sciences, or in the area of condensed matter physics. And also in the high energy physics area. For example, here, Aniket Joglekar did his BTech and MTech, dual degree from IIT Bombay in physics, engineering physics. Then he went to Germany, US, University of Chicago, again a top place, did his PhD there. And now he's a faculty member here. And then he was a postdoc in France before he moved here. We have 2 professors of practice. We are adding more of this. So we are bringing in these people who have huge experience with the industry and the government, which will bring us connect with the industry. So for example, Mr. Ganeshan is a professor of practice. He's a BTech from IIT Madras, MTech from IIT Kanpur, and then he been working in the automotive sector. He worked with Ashok Leyland, then he worked with Bharat Benz, and then he was with Mitsubishi in Japan as a head of their engineering. Okay, now he's finished his term there. He's come back. Now he's a professor of practice here. He comes and teaches with our connect with the automotive industry. He brings in a lot of people for various initiatives that we are doing in terms of research, development, teaching, area related to automotive. Right today, again, automotive industry is going through a major transformation from internal combustion engine systems to the EVs, electric vehicles system. So we are working actively in this area. Then Lieutenant General Anil Kapoor. Lieutenant General Anil Kapoor was a top person in the defense in Army, top technical person in the Army. He was head of IT for the Army, Director General. Then he was head of mechanical and electronics and mechanical of the Army. All the tanks and everything, mechanical systems. So when he retired, we brought him in as a professor of practice. So he gives us, the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives, a lot of push for most of the defense manufacturing happening in the country. So we have identified a few thrust areas, and materials and manufacturing is one of them. And he gives us a lot of connect with the defense sector for working with them. So all this will help even the BTech students to get engaged in these kinds of projects that we do. Very active research program we have. We have about 140 sponsored research projects from various entities, whether it is DST, various government ministries, Naval Research Board, and all these international collaborations also. We also fund all over, we have to fund a number of, every faculty who comes in gets in a grant of about 20 lakhs, immediately get some research going. And then our faculty are also very active as consultants to the industry and the government. So they have a lot of connect that way, bring back that experience from the field into this thing. So we have about 192 crores worth of sponsored research and consulting going on in the institute. Almost, I would say, 60 to 70% of our faculty members have sponsored research projects. We are building up a number of collaborations, international collaborations with various institutions across the world, in Europe, US, Canada, Australia, South Korea. This is just some of the thing. Almost all my faculty, not all, quite a few of my faculty members have this collaboration. I visited in US and Canada for 3 weeks last month. Building up relationships. I visited 8 universities. Texas A&M, and then University of Illinois in Chicago, Northeastern University, in Canada, McGill University, Guelph, University of New Brunswick, Dalhousie University, and so on. And we have formal MOUs with some of them. We have just without MOU, we have projects with many of them. And some of our students have been going on internships to some of these universities during the summer. So this is growing, and we are part of a number of international networks also in terms of our engagement with them. We've also got some major research centers in this country. There's a national mission on interdisciplinary cyber-physical systems where the government has set up 25 technology innovation hubs. Okay, and IIT Tirupati is got one of those hubs on positioning and precision technologies. This is GIS, GPS, remote sensing, tracking systems, atomic clocks. When you have the satellites going around, timing becomes very important. And they have atomic clocks on them. So we have, for example, colleagues here who specialize in this area. Some of the satellites that India has put up, a few of them not working well because atomic clock failed. So we have this technology innovation hub, 100 crores initiative of 5 years. So we're also trying to create a very strong startup ecosystem. As a part of this technology innovation hub, major initiative is to create startups in this particular domain, which will develop technologies and take them to the market. Okay, so we're trying to create this ecosystem in the campus. Then between IIT and IISER, we try to create a number of centers. We have the Center for Atomic, Molecular, Optical Science and Technologies, including quantum technologies. Okay, and then we are now establishing the Center of Excellence for Smart Factories. You would have heard of Industry 4.0. Now we are talking about the next level where a lot of things are data driven, IoT based, Internet of Things based. So you have Whom you are muting? Oh, okay. Okay. But still, it's in, take it back to the presentation mode. Yeah. So we have, along with Siemens, Siemens is the world's largest, one of the world's largest companies in this area of automation, robotics, medical equipment. You know, you go for your CT scan, all this, many of them are Siemens made, saying many of the controls, all these things are Siemens, right? So Siemens has come forward along with Wipro. Now, Wipro, all of you will think of Wipro as an IT company, right? Wipro is also a very strong manufacturing company. They make everything from soaps to furniture to hydraulic systems to precision equipment. And they are the biggest Industry 4.0 implementation company in the country in terms of automation. You know, you'll see this assembly lines that are set up in factories. When you see videos of how they are done, they make all those things. Day before yesterday, myself and my colleague spent a whole day at the Wipro's Pari factory near Pune, understanding how they're doing all those things. So Wipro and Siemens have come forward to set up a big center of excellence on smart factories in IIT Tirupati. Under this, we're setting up 7 labs. And Siemens is giving all their software to the institute for doing your analysis, design. Third lab is on visualization and simulation. Fourth lab is on Internet of Things, IoT. Fifth lab is on automation and robotics. And then we've got 2 more labs, one on electric vehicles, and the 7th lab is on microgrids. Okay, so these are the 7 labs we're setting up under the Center of Excellence. Siemens has given us funding to, software and hardware to the tune of about more than 50 crores. And then we also put in some funding from our side. And so we want to become a major leading institute where in the area of manufacturing and especially in the context of Industry 4.0. We have several MOUs with many labs. We have about 12, 13 with all the leading CSR labs and all this in the country. And we are creating a number of centers more. Another one in energy storage. You know, battery technology is a big area. So we are working on that. Hydrogen energy, green energy. One more area we've identified is food technology and precision agriculture. Again, from a technology perspective. Okay, that's a broad till where we stand in terms of our academic programs and so on. Campus location. Now, one of the important things is how accessible is your campus. And that way we are lucky to have this, our campus, which is at Erpedu, which is about from Tirupati town center, 25 kilometers, right? But airport is right now 12 kilometers, but you would have seen if coming here, all this is becoming 4-laning. There's going to be a flyover that's being built over the bridge, over the, it is being built. Flyover is under construction over the railway track. So the airport will come down to about 10 kilometers once all this thing is done. We can get to airport in 15 minutes. Compared to most institutions, which you go to either Hyderabad, airport is about 70 kilometers from, more than 50 kilometers from the campus. And then railway station, the major junction towards for us is Renigunta. So anyone who comes here, better get off at Renigunta and come here. It's much easier to access than go to Tirupati. And Renigunta junction is much busier station than, it's one of the most busiest junctions in the country, with about 70 express trains passing through to every corner of the country. We have trains going from Renigunta junction to Delhi, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Trivandrum, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, even Dibrugarh in Arunachal Pradesh. We have a train going here from here to Arunachal Pradesh. I know that because we ran this in December. We had this program for the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat with Arunachal Pradesh. We had about 25 students from Arunachal Pradesh come and visit us here and spend a week here with us. We sent about 50 students from here, from Andhra Pradesh to Arunachal Pradesh. IIT Tirupati was the coordinating institute for the whole state. And so we were trying to see how to do the same. Then we found there's a train now going all the way to Dibrugarh. because it takes some 60 hours to get there, but we managed to convince the government to let our students fly there. The other thing is as I told you, the proximity to ISER campus. Actually, we are closest to we're close to Srikalahasti. Srikalahasti is about 13 kilometers from here. Tirupati town is 25 kilometers. Srikalahasti is 13 kilometers from here. Actually, you can see the Srikalahasti Gopuram from our campus. Though it's 13 kilometers away, we are at a little higher elevation. So unless it is hazy or very cloudy, on any clear day, the Gopuram is very clearly visible from our campus. So that way, we are fortunate to have both the Tirumala and the Kalahasti temples in such close proximity. So from that way, we have very good connectivity. This road from Renugunta to Naidupeta is also becoming 6-laning. Another 1 year, it will be fully 6-lane. So, and the highway in front of our campus, Highway 565, the road that's going in front of our campus is also a national highway. The start of the National Highway 565 is right here, where this in Erpedu, it goes up to Nalgonda near Hyderabad. Okay, so very good connectivity from that perspective. So this was where our temporary campus started off in 2015. These buildings that you see at the background, at the top, this is the Tirumala Hill, is where we hired this building from Chandravada group of institutions, and 60,000 square feet building plus another building behind, where we started off. Work served very well for us. We were fully operational here till 2017, 15 to 17. Basically, we got a building which was half finished. So we completely modified it, set up our labs there, undergraduate physics lab, chemistry lab, library, classrooms. We built a dining hall facility, all that. So we were operational. Classes were also happening there till 2017. 2018, we shifted all the classes into this campus. Okay, so since 2018, the students were living here 100%, and classes are happening here since 2018. We were still running our administration there, and our faculty had their offices there till 21 and 22. In July 22, we completely shut down that place. We handed the facility back to the owners. So 100% of the operations shifted into the permanent campus in 2022. Again, it is a sort of a record among all the second and third generation IITs. Okay, we have we have beautiful campus. I can vouch that once we finish it, it will be one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. We are fortunate to have this setting where you have the mountain backdrop and so on. And the extension to the campus is a reserve forest. Okay, so when we got this land, we said we need to build a very sustainable campus, a very ecologically sensitive campus. So first thing we did was to commission an ecology study of the campus. We hired a firm which specialized in this. We completely mapped all the flora and fauna on the campus, all the plants, animals, birds. We have 210 bird species that visit our campus. We have documented all this. We have some ecologists in ISER who come and do bird watching camps here and so on. So we have birds visiting us from Siberia, from Himalayas on their migration, when migration happens. So we are fortunate that way that we have a beautiful campus with a varied kind of flora and fauna. So this is the campus, 548 acres we have. Between the mountain and the highway, we have 530 acres. The other side of the highway, we have 19 acres. Okay. So what we did in 2016 to 18, very quickly in one corner of the campus, we built up this south campus very fast. About 800 students capacity hostels, which I said we could even get 1,100 students we could squeeze in. When I say squeeze in, not like the first generation IITs where 2 students live in a single room with a single cot and a single study table. We could give everyone a separate cot, everyone a separate almirah, a separate study table, but that won't be necessary anymore. We have enough capacity now. So here we built about 6 hostels in this particular building, in this campus. 2 large buildings to house our labs, a multi-purpose building, including this building, and then a dining facility, a classroom building, and a very nice indoor stadium with a gym, 3 shuttle courts, and around that we also have glass round, and indoor sports like TT, 3 very nice shuttle courts, and outside we have a couple of volleyball courts, tennis court, basketball court, 400-meter track, all these things, football ground, and so on. Then what we did is we started designing the whole campus. We had designed the campus, planned the campus for 12,000 students. Okay, right now we have 1,600, as I said, we're going to have, but we have planned for the next 40-50 years to be a 12,000 student campus. The old IITs, first generation IITs, which are 65 to 70 years old, are now around 10 to 12,000 students. But we think the rate at which we're growing, we can get there in half the time. They took 60, 70 years to get there. We feel in 25, 30 years, we can grow to that size. Of course, subject to funding and all those things. But we have planned what building will come for 12,000 students. But what we have built, completed building, is right now is for about 1,500 students. Okay, so 1,500 students. Hostel capacity we have for 1,800 students. We've already built. We have office spaces and all that for faculty, for about 100 plus faculty members. We have about 50 labs that we are setting up. All this is completed and operational. We're going to start the next stage construction by the end of this year, where we'll double whatever we built. So by the time you graduate, the students who join, you'll see the campus is double what you were seeing here. So whatever you see in white is what we just completed. So the whole campus is divided into multiple zones. We have the residential zone for faculty and staff at the left. If you see the left in the picture, the left top corner, that is the southwest corner, is where all the faculty housing is. We already built 168 apartments for faculty and staff, all fully occupied since last August. By December, everyone has moved into the campus. Then we have the hostel and the sports zone, where we built 2 more hostels, 1,000 rooms we've added, single rooms. And one of the hostels has been fully occupied since August. The other one is getting occupied now. And then we also built a large central dining facility there, which will cater to even future needs. So these buildings are all completed. Then we also built a guest house for 20 rooms. This director's house is there. And this part in the north east corner is the academic zone, where all the academic buildings are coming up. So right now we built 5 buildings there, very large buildings, each 1,30,000 to 1,40,000, 85,000 to 1,40,000 square feet each. We have built the administrative building full for the next 56 years capacity kind of administrative building, which houses all the all the offices, academic section, accounts, procurement, dean's offices, director's office, all that is there. And then we built a large classroom complex, which houses about 30 classrooms, starting from a 240-seaters, one 240-seater, about four 120-seaters, whole bunch of 30-seaters, 40-seaters. Top floor is undergraduate physics lab, undergraduate chemistry lab. 80 students can do experiments at a time. And then 2 large department buildings, which houses the various departments and so on. And a central instrumentation facility, 85,000 square feet. This will be one of the biggest single building central instrumentation facility among all the institutions. Of course, not that we have them, the older IITs are much bigger, but they're spread out over various buildings. But we created a large central instrumentation facility, which is available not only for our students for their research and studies, but also for other institutions to come and use. All these are air conditioned. Okay, all the classrooms, all the offices, everything is centrally air conditioned. We have what we call a district cooling system. Hostel rooms are not air conditioned. Okay, but when I was a student in IIT Madras, I joined in 79. They didn't even give us a fan. There was no fan also at that time. If you ordered a fan, you had to buy a table fan. But we've come a long way since then. So the hostels are very nicely done. Enough space for everyone. and everyone will get in the South campus, we have double rooms and triple rooms. In the North campus, we have single rooms. So the first year students will be housed in the South campus. Will be in double rooms and single rooms, liberal space for both double and triple rooms. And from second year onwards, you'll get your single rooms. Okay. Yeah, so that's where the campus is right now. The other side of the road, we have set it aside to create a large research park, where a lot of industry will come set up their research facilities to work with us. We also created 2 large lakes, with the continuously thing at the lowest point. The lakes are over 10 acres. Each of them is over 12 feet deep. We can store 80 million liters of water. So it takes care of 4 months of my water supply for the whole campus. We capture the runoff from the mountain when it rains. So to that extent, we talk about net zero campuses or net zero, net zero thing. So we are going towards that. It cannot be net zero, but right now, if you see, the water level is low because summer, the moment we have a big rain, it'll be fully filled up. Okay. So we've finished stage 1 campus, full respect. Just before I came for this meeting, I got a call from the Prime Minister's office saying that we're scheduling Prime Minister to come and inaugurate it. In fact, they were ready. They were planning to do it earlier also. So any day, they said before July 30th, if the Prime Minister comes and inaugurate, are you ready? We said we're fully ready. So we had any day Prime Minister will come to inaugurate our campus. And I think last month, thank you. Last month, the Honorable Shiksha Mantri ji was taking a review of the construction of various facilities and campuses across the country, including the first generation IITs and the second and third generation IITs. And we could see the review that the IIT Tirupati campus was the best performing in terms of its progress, in terms of the way it is being constructed and everything. So we are sort of, our campus has got 12 awards for 2 for sustainability, about 7 or 8 for safety and health, the way we have done our construction. We've been rated the best construction site in the country. The Construction Industry Development Council 2 months back gave our campus, they've identified 5 construction sites, including industrial construction, all the private builders constructions and everything. And we were among the top 5 in the country in terms of methodologies we have followed, the way we are constructing, the way we are treating our workers. We have had 15 million man-hours of incident-free construction. So we are very sensitive that whatever we do, which we feel is what will get inculcated with our students. The way we do our work here also will transfer to how we do. So we're trying to create a very environment which is also, as we build in very sustainable way, eco-friendly way, and so on. So in this particular part of the campus, this is what we built. We brought a number of new technologies to build it very fast. And things like 48 volt DC fittings. For example, the fittings here are all 48 volt DC. And we're generating about 210 kilowatts of solar power. In the new campus, we're going to generate another megawatt now. Next stage, we'll generate another 2 megawatts. So we're hoping to generate almost 3 megawatts of power on campus. And all our buildings are designed to take rooftop solar. So this was the campus as it existed in 2018 when our students moved in. Okay, so if you see, we are much more green now. Various technologies we brought in, maybe various awards that we received at the national level for our campus. Some of the labs that we created way back in 2018, now, as I told you, we have many more new, another 50 labs we've added, including the workshop, well-equipped workshop. You can go around and see it. The lakes that I talked about, right? We're creating nice walking paths around the lakes with gardens and all that, so that the campus residents can really enjoy their stay here. And this has become a big talking point, our lakes. Recently, the Minister of State for Communication was here on the campus. So the moment he got and he saw this lake, he was so excited. He got off the car, he went down to the lake, and said, this is something that we are really happy that you people are doing all these things. Yeah, so this is the administrative building, the fully occupied now and fully operational. Furniture, some of these buildings, furniture is on the way, another month or two, fully furnished. This is one of the two academic buildings, as we call it. This particular building houses in the ground floor library on one side. The other side, we have computer center, and the other side in the rear, the data center and the computer center. And then we have electrical engineering department faculty, computer science and engineering, mathematics and humanities sitting in this building, because their labs are not heavy in terms of water requirements, gases requirements, and all that for the labs. This is the lecture hall complex. This is the last building to be completed, but it will be ready by next month, and the students come in, which houses the various about 30 classrooms. Sorry, this is a central instrumentation facility. This is again, these are the hostels that we build, new hostels. You'll see all of our technology, all of our architecture is what we call brutal architecture. Concrete, you finish your no plastering, no painting. Okay, it's a so you have to build very nicely. If you don't build nicely, then you have to build very precisely. So these are the two hostels, each 500 rooms, single rooms. This is the central dining facility that we have. This is the faculty and staff housing, 168 apartments, all occupied. Now in the next stage, we'll be building more apartments here. Maybe we'll add another 50, 150 or so. This is the guest house. And we have a very vibrant campus life for the students. Students have about 15, how many clubs? 17 clubs. We have clubs like the Adventure Club. Students go trekking. There are a number of trekking trails nearby. So they've been, every semester they organize a couple of treks to the waterfalls and other places. Then we have a very active photography and film club. We have literary club, and so on. That student, anyway, she will talk about our, Professor Bijli will talk about them. And then students have a cultural festival called Tirutsava that they run, a techno-cultural festival. Again, it's growing year by year and getting more and more popular. We have a very active Spikmeke chapter, where we bring in a lot of classical performers, top classical performers, like we had last semester. We had Soumya, Carnatic, popular Carnatic singer. We have some of the best people, both North Hindustani and Carnatic, plus dance, Bharatanatyam, all these performers coming and performing here. So it's a quick overview about IIT Tirupati, where it stands. And I will request, who will talk now? Yeah. So Dr. Bijli will talk about the student life, and then we can take questions. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking my clock. Is it a good afternoon or good morning? Always make that mistake. So a good morning to one and all. I think we started with a lesser group. We have a bigger group right now in front of us. I think Professor Satya has given you the growth of the institute and little bit of academical activities. I'm not going to touch that. I want to actually give you an idea of a student life, the 4 years which you're going to have it in our campus. So I asked the chairman admissions how much time I have. He said, yeah, it's up to you. I can talk about this for 2 hours, 3 hours, but I know you don't have time for that. So yes, so it's 10 minutes. So I'll give a very brief a glimpse of what is our campus life. So I'm actually representing my dean students. I worked with him. I was his team member for some time. The past 2 weeks, I have finished my term and move on. So I'm just representing that group here. And it's a presentation from the dean itself. He's out of station. So I'm giving my level best to give the complete idea of what he wants to explain to you. Okay, so the student life, I think the similar picture you have seen in Professor Satya's slide also. So let's move on and give you an idea of the facilities and the extracurricular and co-curricular activities we actually organize along with the students. Students are the major part in it. How the life of IIT Tirupati student. So we have, just a brief, obviously you'll have hostels, you have medical facility. The building right now we are standing, the ground floor is a medical facility where you'll have doctors, nurses, and minimum first aid arrangements for any student issues, medical issues. We have guidance and counselor unit, which is like GCU, which takes care of mostly the mental health and guidance for students in the aspect of that. Then career development center, extra and co-curricular activities I'm going to very briefly explain, which consist of technical, cultural, sports, NSS, inter-IIT events and festivals. We have techno-cultural festival called Tirulsava, which is similar to another institute. If you look at very nearby IIT Madras, we have a similar techno-cultural Sarang, if I'm right. So I'm also an alumni of IIT Madras. I used to have a mistake of all the time pronouncing Sarang instead of Tirulsava. But now I think I merged with the institute very well. So I'm getting Tirulsava itself here. So Tirulsava clubs and student executive body. I'm going to brief all these things in the coming slides. So hostel life, right now what you're standing here, we call this a South Campus. So we have here a set of hostels, which has sharing room options. Basically, we will be at least first years, the students will be occupying these hostels. You'll have sharing option. We would like to have you generate a friendship and bond between each other that actually help you when you have a sharing room. So that's the concept of giving you a sharing room in the first year period. Then you'll have independent single room, which is there in the north side of the campus. So we provide students room with, as Professor rightly said, a cot, table, alamara, and a chair. Along with it, we have washing machine facility, which is an IoT-based system where you don't need to go and see the washing machine is free. You can just understand from your mobile that if it is free, you can book it, go there, use it. You'll get the alert when it is done. So we also have common room facility, which both have study facility. We also have TV room, and we have other additional reading rooms, etc. in the hostel. Moving further, this is our 500-seater single room hostel facility. I think the picture has been taken a little longer before, so a little more greenery has been added there. We have single room. If you see the left, I think I can use my pointer. Yeah, the left corner is the single room where you have a cot, table, chair, and a bookshelf, and a inbuilt wardrobe is available on the other side of it. We have common room facility there also. We have a gym actually in the new hostels. We have even in-house gym available for students, indoor facilities like volleyball, badminton, things like that. So table tennis, all those things are possible in the new hostel. Yep, I think I explained all of them. Yes, we have dining facility. We have 2 dining hall. One is in the South Campus to facilitate students mostly in South Campus, but then you can actually register for any dining hall. And one is in the North Campus. So 2 dining halls, each of them approximately 500 seating at a time. And these dining halls, if you look at the new tender process, we are bringing in both South Indian and North Indian dining facilities so that no students will able to get the variations. You don't want to continue most probably for more than 2 months with the one same menu. So you would like to have a different variation on that. So you'll be able to get that also. Then we have medical facility. As I said, the building right now you're standing in the ground floor, you have medical facility. We have 2 doctors, one a male and a female, and we have 6 nurses available. And we also have ambulance facility. We have preliminary equipments as required to take care of immediate need of a student. So these are the photos of the medical facility and the health center. And we also have one interesting thing is we have medical insurance coverage for the students, actually, which covers even you are there in the campus, you are not there in the campus. In the 4-year of period, wherever you are, you have a medical need, will be taken care. And it covers up to 3 lakhs rupees. And we also have tie-up with the major institutes or hospitals around us. So Amara Hospital is one of the best one around us, and we have tie-up with them. And we have other few hospitals also, which is very close by. We are in tie-up with them to take care of the need of the student. Then, yeah, we have cashless treatment, as you know, medical insurance covers that. Then other facilities on the campus, just to emphasize, we have stationery shop where if you're going to join IIT Tirupati, don't bring anything, you'll get everything there. So just come over, you will be able to buy from whatever required for your hostel room and your daily need. And we have cafeteria. So this is actually, we have also food court, which going to house 4 restaurants and 4 stalls, which is going to start at least, possibly we are thinking of July 15th. Yeah, but then if they started the operation slowly, they're building everything. So we have a building in the North Campus, the first floor of the dining hall there. The food court is also coming up. So you'll have even other options to try it out, which actually needed for the life. We all know that. So you have cafeteria, food court. We have saloon inside the campus, both for male and female students. And we have laundry system. You will be able to provide, get this in one of the location of the campus. You can give it there and they will return it to you. Then you have GCU. Yes, guidance and counseling unit, one of the biggest part of our life. At least it is very important in the current scenario. So we have 2 doctors, I think, visiting in a week time to counsel the students. And we also have a permanent doctor available for us all the time between 9 to 5:30. And she'll address all the issues. She'll be available over phone. Or we also have link up with an online platform where they'll also guide the students through that. So objective of GCU, as you already know, mental well-being and health is the main thing, and guidance to tackle difficult situations, which obviously comes in the life at any point of time. We are suicide-free campus. So till now, I hope you haven't seen IIT Tirupati in newspaper either of the way. So those was the best benefit, at least you can notice from us. Students, faculty, staff, all of them are actually using the facility. So it is not only for students, don't think that. So we all have the privilege of using that facility and getting a better stability in the life. Yes, the mode of operation is we have, as I said, in-person and online. So both in-person, as I said, one person is completely available for you anytime to approach, and you will have an online platform where you will be able to register, where no information of you will be getting moved to any other person, but still you will get a solution or a temporary or a permanent solution for your problems. So you will be able to talk to them at 24/7. So they're available all the time. Anti-ragging measures. Yes, it is another important things to be addressed. So we have a committee which looks at anti-ragging, and we have publicized enough in the campus about the consequences and about the steps we are taking on this. And we have this committee visiting the first-year hostel every week once at least, and they will interact with the students. If they have a trouble, it will be brought to the committee's attention and it will be taken forward. So this is the poster you can find out in different part of the campus actually. And we also take a self-declaration form from the students, basically from the parents also. So which also talk about all these aspects I was talking about in terms of GCU, and you are going to be a senior and a year time later. So there also all these concepts will be applicable. So these declarations will take care of, or at least you will be cautious enough to read it properly and sign it at the end of the day. So which tell you that, okay, you have to take care of these things in your life, in the coming 4 lives with IIT Tirupati. And Career Development Center, CDC. So we have a very active career development center where students are also involved. We have coordinators from students in the CDC. So it takes care of internship, career development, career guidance, and placement. We have now I think in the new curriculum, we even allow 6 months of internship for students who could work with the industry for a very longer duration, which attracts maybe placement in the later days in the field they would like to work. So these will be coordinated by CDC. And we also, yeah, let me move on. I think the more information, as you can find out, it's there in the website. So these are the recruiters, at least the past recruiters of our batches. So just have another view of extra and co-curricular activities. Sports, yes, professor has shown the facilities, what is available just for your information. Yes, everything, chess, football, badminton, athletics. Our students used to participate in inter-IITs. So they actually, in line with other IITs, if you see, they fight very well and get a very good position in that inter-IIT cultural or sports competition. Then we have this intra-IIT also. So now this is intra-IIT sports events that happens between the hostels because we have now a significant number of students. So they have intra-IIT sports where actually the capability of students will come in through this intra-IITs. Through that, we will be able to notice the one who is actually talented in the sports. So they will be able to represent our institute in the inter-IIT. That's the main idea of it. And also it actually give you a physical and mental stability. So it is important that along with the studies, you do go along with extracurricular and co-curricular activities. It helps you in your growth as a full person end of 4 year. So these are some pictures and pictures from the gym for your just, so I think most of the pictures are from the older gym. We have a new gym also. So which is located in hostel, the new hostel. I think the tour, maybe they will be taking you to the hostel and maybe showing you that. Then NSS, yes, our students used to visit all these villages nearby. Also some schools, give them training, participate with them on different activities they plan. We plan activities for them. We actually help the villages in different aspects. So this I think I have seen very active participation in students in NSS activity. So it is part of the curriculum. They have to do it anyway. So, but then beyond the hours, the 40 hours, what is represented by academics, beyond the hours, I have seen students so actively participate in NSS, which helps them and it also help the people around. So I have seen very active batch of students and we have faculty representatives for all these activities I was talking about. So they'll be getting guidance in every moment how to proceed on these activities. So these are some of the activities of NSS. Moving further, we used to even have blood donation camp. Faculty members, staff, students, everybody actually participate in it. We have student club. As I was discussing, 17 clubs are available, starting from technical to cultural to even, I think the recent additions are RESOI, which is actually cooking club. So we have Indian Culinary Institute very close by. It's in Airport to just Renagunda Junction. I think if you can identify your airport, just behind airport, Indian Culinary Institute, we are working very closely with them. So our students go over there, attend the workshops, and also they come over here and help us in different events. Along with that, these club is giving a flavor to student how to sustain. Because if you go out after 4 years, you're going to be a bachelor, you need to at least know how to cook a tea, right? I hope you know how to cook a tea. So that's different, but then further learning can happen if you're interested in that area. So these are some events our Technomaniac people have created. So moving further, we have hardware projects, we have workshops. So workshops are actually co-curricular activities which go along with your curricular activities. The extracurricular activities are also part of the life. As I'm giving this much flavor is just because now the campus is in the vacation period. You hardly see a student in the corridor. all the BTechs have gone for vacation. Hardly few research scholars are available. So these happens in the year, every year of time of IIT Tirupati. So I want to give you that flavor so that you will understand how the life at IIT Tirupati. So then we have this coding competitions. We have clubs over that. Then we have literary club, writing club, fitness club. Yes, some of the students are very interested. I have seen them even waking up at 5 o'clock going to gym. So that interested in the things, but then they actually lead the fitness club in a lot of activities. So it also good for the student growth. These are some of the events they conducted. As I said, the SOE is the last club added very recently, the cooking club. So they do take some competitions and they work with the Indian Culinary Institute for a lot of activities. We have Chaturanga Club. I don't know. I think some of you will be interested in chess. So we have this club which works very actively in and out. So you can join the club if you are interested in that. We have Actomania Club. I remember the recent act they have done. It was wonderful. I think even a small kid could sit, and my kid is very small, so she could sit and watch it for a very long time. So I think that that is the interest of the student and the capability of the student. Then we have Astronomy Club. We also have Artista Club, and we have face painting. This is kind of some Artista Club activities happened. PFC, I think these YouTube videos mostly you see about IIT Tirupati comes from PFC Club. So I remember myself when I had a workshop, I called PFC coordinator to have a section on that. So they actually take photos, videos, make videos. They are the publicity makers of us actually. So they did very good job. I think you could see in most of the YouTube videos how nicely they have done the work. They actually learned by themselves and they got training also in different workshops arranged by the club. So it's bringing the extra capability out, and it'll also actually add to the interest to the curricular activities also. Sorry for that. Next slide. So they have this dance club. You will find out very actively participating in our lab 1 or lab 2 friend courtyard. So normally it happens there. I think now they will be moving on to the new campus side also. So their practices happens everywhere. So you can notice it because it's a dance club. So Sargam, a music club, again, very actively. And so in these cases, the main thing is our family is also staying here. So it's a residential campus. Most of the family members, their kids also join with them. So most of these activities happens, they also get invited in different activities. Sometimes some of the events or festivals when we celebrate, we get both the teams in the same place. So that vibrance, or at least it's not a complete adult level student campus. You have actually variation from a 6 months old kid to a very old person. So that vibrant in the age is also getting created because of the residential campus. So we have Irania Club. They do trekking. Actually, they do trekking every semester in every month. So they're very active in it. So we are very close to hill. So anyway, they're not climbing this hill. They're climbing all the hill in and around, but they are enjoying it. We could feel it. And we get everyone and then the email. Some of the faculty members and staff members are also very happy to join them. So that happens, outdoor trekking. Festival celebrations, as I said, these celebrations happen along with the family members right now. I think these pictures, what you are seeing is little older versions. But then nowadays you will find out that most of the family members are also there in all these festival celebrations. Inter-IIT events, we have technical, cultural, and sports. These are the 3 sections at least we are always concentrating on. So our students have got good ranking in case of all the 3. Tirulsava, Techno-Cultural Fest, I'm quickly closing up. My 10 minutes is already over. But then this is actually the biggest festival of IIT Tirupati. We have this festival moving at least 5 days, very 3 active days. We will have people coming from in and out of the institute, different colleges, different IITs, NITs, they will be joining us. And that festival give a complete flavor to the campus. You will see a complete, another Deepavali may be happening in the campus. So that big it is. So where you will have people coming from different part, giving workshops, giving technical workshops, cultural events, both happens parallelly. So you have cultural activities, you will have training workshops, you will have technical related workshops on different coding, software development, things like that. So Tirusava is one of the biggest festival of IIT Tirupati, I could say. Yeah, we have a student body. They actually drive all these curricular or extracurricular activity at all. So we have faculty members who actually guide them in the steps wherever they are passing through, but then they are the major makers. So we have 14 club coordinators or the secretaries headed by the student general secretary and directed by different members. So they actively participate. That's the reason it is so vibrant. Open for interaction. Anything if you have to ask, or I'll invite the student representative. We'll open the question and answer section. Okay.
Yeah. So our student representative also here in case you want to interact with him and others. Anyone else is joining? Oh, okay. So of course, we also do very strong academics because of they talked about the student life and so on. But our as I told you, we have excellent colleagues in the faculty, and one of the things that comes to the mind of people when they join these institutions is with respect to placement and so on. So one thing is branch change. Everyone keeps asking about branch change. What is your rule about branch change? At IIT Tirupati, we have like most of the IITs, about 10% of the students can move from one branch to another, and the net change in any branch cannot be more than 10%. My advice to all of you is not to take your decision on choosing an IIT or this thing, assuming that my kid will get a branch change. Every parent thinks their kid is, please note that everyone has come through JEE, everyone is equally bright among the students. So your possibility of branch change is very remote, right? Let us say you joined mechanical engineering and you're looking for a branch change. The maximum number of students who can get out of mechanical engineering, if you have 50 students, is 5 students can leave from mechanical engineering. And then if you take computer science, is again say 50 students, maximum number of students who can come into computer science is 5 students. So which means, but then there are students from civil, electrical, chemical also wanting to do this. So the possibility of getting a branch change is very small, not only here, in any IIT, okay, for that matter. Please think about these things, because a lot of people come and tell me, is branch change possible? My child is very bright and he or she will probably get branch change. But please note that every other kid who has got into the institute is equally bright, right? So the possibilities is relatively smaller in terms of getting a branch change, but there is a provision for branch change, definitely. The next thing is people talk about placement. Obviously, this, I don't think you should take your decision completely based on placement. These are all cyclic, right? Today, there may be a huge demand for computer science and engineering, but then what is going to happen 5 years down the line, you never know. With the number of everyone getting into that, with the number of people coming out, with AI, ML coming in and a lot of things getting automated, the number of jobs there will also come down. I was at Texas A&M University last month, when I went on my tour of the various university. I hosted dinner with our alumni, our students who are students at Texas A&M. There are 9 of them doing masters and PhD at Texas A&M. And interestingly, there were 2 civil engineering students, 2 mechanical engineering students, and I think not mechanical, electrical and computer science, people who have gone to do computer science. So the civil and electrical students said we got jobs. But the computer science students said 6 months back, there were a lot of jobs, but now suddenly all the jobs have disappeared. None of us are now struggling to find jobs, right? So these are all things that that are very difficult to predict exactly what will be what at what stage. So we have a very active placement office. We have a number of companies visiting for placement here, just like any other IIT. If you're asking me whether my kid will get 1 crore, well, that I don't think that's the way you should look at things. Right now, you should look at getting into a good IIT, good branch of your interest, and that should be your basis for your decision making. But we have a very strong placement office, mostly run by our students. With of course, we have staff who drive it, and many companies have been coming up. All the leading companies have been coming, and it will, as we go forward, more and more companies will come to take forward. So you need not be too concerned in your decision making whether the placement. Obviously, it is definitely a factor, but that I would like to talk about, make that point about placement. And coming to the curriculum, we're completely modifying our curriculum in line with the NEP. And actually, we're having a Senate meeting next month to branch that is coming in, the change in curriculum for them, giving more flexibility to the students. For example, we're going to bring in minor programs in addition to your major area of study. We're going to have, I already have flexibility in the how you take your courses, but that will further increase in terms of flexibility. For example, 5 free electives are there. You can take courses wherever you want, in whichever, other than in your core area. So we're trying to bring in more flexibility in your curriculum. We are also trying to bring in flexibility for a student to go for long-term internship. If a student wants to go for, say, 6 months internship, it should be possible, and still complete the program in 4 years. So these are all the enabling things we are bringing in as we move forward. Okay. So with that, we are open for any questions that you have. Even if people are online, want to ask questions, please feel free to do. And either I or one of my colleagues will answer the questions. The floor is open. Yeah. So where is our technical guys? Maybe we have to move the mic around so that the people online also can hear. Yeah, ask a question, I'll repeat it. Yeah. So dual degree program. Yes, we have the dual degree program in place. So after your 3rd year, you can take a decision to go for a dual degree MTech. In which case, in 5 years, you can finish both your BTech and MTech. So that decision you need to take by the end of your 3rd year. Any of the MTech streams that are available in that particular thing, you can take, right? So normally BTech is 4 years, MTech is 2 years. But if you go for a dual degree option, we are not having that saying that when you enter itself, you have to decide on your dual degree program, which we think is not fair. Because a 17-year-old kid who is still trying to understand, trying to decide that whether they're going to specialize in thermal engineering, in mechanical engineering, or AI, ML, and computer science, at that stage is too early, unless you really are into the program and you understand what that whole branch is about, and also what are the opportunities and your interests that you develop. So you can choose to go into the dual degree program at the end of your 3rd year. I think CGPA of 4. I mean, sorry, 8. Yeah, you should have a CGPA of 8 to opt for it, but you take the decision in your 3rd year.
Good afternoon, Professor. May I ask a question, please? Yeah. What about the international MOUs IIT Tirupati has with the universities or institutes?
So definitely we have courses with respect to this thing. And also, as I told you, as a part of the Center of Excellence that we're creating on smart factories, we're having a separate lab there on automation and robotics. And the students from the other branches also under their, one of the possible minor we are thinking about is the area of robotics and automation, right? So even if you're doing a civil engineering, you want to do robotics. Today, every area needs these things. If I'm doing 3D printing, I need to know about robotics and mechatronics a little bit of concrete, let us say, even in structure. So under your free elective category, you can also go take courses there.
So on a lighter note, I wanted to know what was the thinking behind the logo of your IIT?
You please go to our website of our institute, and the logo is the top left corner. You click that. There's a one-page explanation of our logo. Okay, it's quite a deep logo. It's been a logo that has attracted a lot of attention. Not only here, internationally. When I go abroad, also people ask me about our logo. Basically, it is representing Guru Sishya Parampara, right? A Guru dialogue going on between a Guru and a Sishya. And if you see in the background, there is IIT, the black color thing. People don't sometimes immediately get it. IIT is there, and this is a side view. If you look at the the old, if you see pictures of the old, you have the teacher sitting on a little bit higher pedestal, and then the student sitting in front of him and explaining. So this, the one on the right side is a guru with his kurmi and his dadi, right? And the others is the students, and one eye is turned by 90 degrees. That is the third eye, which can be either to burn things or intuition and knowledge. So it's representing a dialogue going on between the two teacher and the student.
Thank you, sir. Thank
And
you
it's
so much.
It's all to the golden proportion. Those of you who have read something about design, there's something called the golden proportion, 1:1.61 something. So it's all to those, every element this is done by National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad, that we are commissioned. And it's got a modern look to it with a lot of deep tradition, Indian this thing. And we brought in, we call ourselves the Institute of National Importance with local relevance and global outlook. Okay. So we said in the logo, we bring in Kalahasti is one of the major centers for Kalamkari art. I don't know how many of you know that. Kalamkari art has different 3 schools of Kalamkari art, and the Kalahasti school of Kalamkari art, which is on where they use only natural colors. Everything is natural colors. So we told the designer that you should bring in some motifs or elements from the local art. So if you see the big eyes, which if you see all this Kalamkari art and a lot of Indian folk art, the eyes are given a lot of prominence. So that's what is brought in. So you go to a website, there's a one full page explanation on what the logo is about. And it's a very distinct logo from any other institute's logo.
So this is about the NIRF ranking from 56 to 59.
Yeah.
I understand various factors decides it,
Yeah.
but how do we see it, like going behind?
Yeah.
And what is our strategy to come back again?
Yeah. So see this NIRF ranking, there are 3,500 institutions which have applied for NIRF ranking in engineering. So the first year we are eligible for NIRF ranking only after 3 batches graduate. So the first time we were eligible was last year in 2000. Last year is when. So the first year itself, when we came in at 56. Okay, which is a major achievement for any institution. First time entry, brand new institution. It is this. Now, if you look at the parameters on which all these rankings have done, we have improved in all the parameters. Okay, but the other institutions also have improved. Okay. So it's not that we went down from 56 to 59 because we didn't do well on certain parameters. We did better than last year. And it's the same, but it's a few statistically that side, this side, it's going to happen a few of these things. So we were actually thinking that this year we'll get closer to 50, get into the top 50, but we need to go back. And it's also a big game people play. A lot of private guys have big consultancies and big groups working on gaming the whole ranking system, which we don't do. We just give the data as it is. We're not in the gaming the whole thing. But obviously we are definitely among the 3rd generation IITs, we are the best ranked. And The way we are going, I think very soon we will catch up with the second generation IITs. But let me assure you that all parameters, actually our performance has improved.
Thank you, sir. One more question.
Yeah.
Suppose a mechanical student want to attend a campus interview of a computer science, is it allowed here?
Well, if the company is willing to interview, it is allowed. People can attend any branch, people can attend any of the same. It's only the company that should be willing to take them. And a lot of students have got jobs in whether it's analytics kind of jobs, business analytics, IT related jobs, or business consulting jobs. A lot of students from mechanical, civil have got into ICICI Bank jobs and so on. So students are permitted to attend that. It's only the company willing to take them.
Is there a place where we can go and see which branch students has placed in which company? Is it somewhere data will be available for us to see?
Well, we don't put out the data in public, this thing. But if you want any specifics, our Subbareddy? Yeah, our advisor placement, Dr. Subbareddy from Mechanical is there. You can talk to him. Are you from Tirupati? Okay. But that is your family is going to stay here. Yeah, definitely. If you can it is permitted. You can make a request saying that we have a residence nearby. We have created and family. We have had students to do that. Yeah, but I don't know if your kid will want to do that after the sale. So yeah, it's permitted. You have to make a request, and we will definitely look into it. Yeah. Yeah. You can ask in Telugu or Tamil also, if you whatever language you're comfortable.
It's okay, sir. For a girl student, if she takes mechanical engineering, what could be the specific challenges?
For girl students, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I think in today's world, there's not much of this thing. Today, if you're talking about mechanical engineering, it's not that the people are going to go sit on the shop floor doing fabrication and things like that, right? Today, mechanical engineering is so varied. Whether you're getting into research or you're getting into, if you look at Internet of Things, the modeling, every area has AI, ML coming into its, whether it's civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and so on. So we're trying to get our students all exposed to data science and these areas also. So I don't think there's any challenge. It's only a mental thing that mechanical engineering means people go, like civil engineering means everyone goes, sits on the site. So there's a lot of design jobs that are there, right? There are jobs, so I don't think there's any challenge really.
Yeah, I understand, sir, that if he goes to job, then there is a design and purchase quality, those things are there. During studies,
there should not be any issue at all. Yeah, absolutely no this thing.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so let me take, there are also questions online here. Let me see. Someone says can't hear anything. Is it? Okay. How are placements in various branches? Yes, placements vary from branch to branch. Obviously, the CSE placements are the highest in terms of remuneration and number of students getting the thing, but usually all our students get placed. Not everyone registers. If you look at the statistics, not everyone registers for placement because many of them want to go for higher studies. Some of them want to get into their own entrepreneurship. So if you look at the official figures of placement, it may be about 75% or 80%, right? In that range. But that's because not everyone is opting for placement and everyone eventually gets placed. Okay. But obviously students, the core industry today doesn't pay as highly as some of the IT and but then I'm a civil engineer myself, and I've been talking about this. As I told you day before yesterday, I was with the Wipro. This is Wipro not the Wipro software team, but the Wipro team that does automation and robotics. Whole day spent in their factory. And I've been talking about the same issue. But what we find is those people who stick to the core area really learn that area well and grow in 10 years, within 10 years. An IT person who has gone down the line of IT and others, and these people, they match. And in 20 years, people who stick on for 20 years, they outperform the people who have gone off to the other areas. But starting salaries are definitely lower. Okay. And this, I have studied this issue adequately. I myself, being a construction project management person, studies these things. That is, definitely starting salaries is a big difference. But those of the people who stick on in the core area, subject to you learning and becoming expert in your area, in 10 years, I find the salaries are the same, whether you're in the, whether you go to IT and the thing and you go to the core areas. In 20 years, very often these people in the core area overtake those people also. But then that is the commitment you have to make. Starting salaries, definitely all of you know the figures. The IT, computer science kind of salaries are higher. Okay, any questions from the ground, from the floor here? Yeah.
Hello. Are you able to hear, Professor?
You can definitely do interdisciplinary. Probably it all depends. Each department has its own policy. They may enable you having a co-guide from two departments, your own department and the same. Most work today is interdisciplinary. We strongly encourage interdisciplinary work, right? Definitely it will be possible. Okay, one question here is, why is most IITs have only EE branch, unlike ECE branch in most of the NITs? Yeah, so, when I was a student at Madras, when I joined in 79, we had two branches of electrical engineering. One was electrical and communication engineering. The other one was LC, they used to call it, low current engineering. Other one is power engineering. Okay, E power. Then even IT Madras merged everything, made it into one. Because at an undergraduate level, we feel the students should have flexibility into which area. That's why almost 80% of the IITs have only electrical engineering, because it gives you flexibility. Tomorrow, if I want, I can go into communication, I can go into power systems, I can get into related areas. RF microwave, I want to get into those areas. You have the flexibility to go into various areas. Now, many of the private engineering colleges will have some 5 variations: electrical and instrumentation, electrical and communication, electrical and electronics, right? And so on, because ACT permits you to fill 120 seats in a given branch. So you have multiple branches to create more. But if you look at the curriculum, 80 to 90% of the curriculum in various streams will be the same, with only about maximum 15% variation between the streams. Similarly, you take computer science, right? Now they have computer science in many of the private engineering colleges. They have computer science with data science specialization, computer science with AML specialization, computer science with cybersecurity specialization, and just computer science. Now, once again, you go look at the curriculum, right? 90% is common. There's only some 10%, 15% variation thing. So we say, why should we do all that? Let our students take computer science. They have enough freedom in terms of electives that they have. Department electives, pre-electives, that they choose which basket of courses they want to take. We leave that flexibility to the student, rather than saying at the day one itself, I'm going to take AIML. We have enough AIML courses available for students to take, right? As a part of, there'll be some core course, but if you want to take more, there are this thing. And every BTech student can start from their 6th semester onwards, start taking MTech classes, MTech courses, right? So in their BTech electives, they can take MTech courses. So you have that full flexibility. So we feel that, giving a broader, at the undergraduate level, giving a broader base and option is the way to go rather than getting into too much specialization right at the start itself.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Papa triple IT లో చదువుతుంది సార్ కడప.
ట్రిపుల్ ఐటీ కడప.
అవును సార్. అడ్వాన్స్ క్వాలిఫై అయింది సార్. కానీ మొన్న ఫ్రీ సెమ్ రాయలేదు సార్. వాళ్ళకి ఒక మిడ్ ఒక సెమ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఉంది సార్. రేపు ఒకవేళ మార్క్స్ లిస్ట్ అన్ని అప్లోడ్ చేయమన్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళకి ఇంతవరకు జరిగిన మార్క్స్ అన్ని అప్లోడ్ చేయొచ్చా సార్?
కాదు, ఇప్పుడు ఇది ట్రిపుల్ ఐటీ కడప నాకు అర్థం లేదు
సార్. పాప ఐఐటి అడ్వాన్స్ క్వాలిఫైడ్ సార్.
అడ్వాన్స్ క్వాలిఫైడ్
ఇప్పుడు ఆన్లైన్ లో అప్లై చేస్తున్నాము. కానీ వాళ్ళకి మొన్న ఫ్రీ సెమ్ కండక్ట్ చేశారు.
ఓకే.
అంటే 2 years ఇది పర్సెంటేజ్ 75% పెట్టాలి కదా సార్. పాపకి ఇంకా ఒక సెమ్ అవ్వలేదు సార్. వాళ్ళకి రేపు మంత్ అవుతుంది. రేపు ఒకవేళ అప్లై చేయాలి అంటే మార్క్స్ లిస్టు మేము ఒకవేళ పర్మిషన్ ఇస్తారా 1 month?
కెన్ యూ ఆన్సర్ దట్ క్వశ్చన్? Yeah, this is supposed to complete first. I don't think permission ఇవ్వరేమో అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే ఇది అంతా ఆల్ ఇండియా లెవెల్లో కదా. అది జోసా బిజినెస్ రూల్స్ ప్రకారం ఉంటుంది. అది మేము అదంతా హ్యాండిల్ బై ఐఐటి గౌహటి నౌ. సో ఇండియా అంతా ఐ థింక్ ఆ కట్ ఆఫ్ టైం కి సబ్మిట్ చేయాలి, లేకపోతే కుదరదు అనుకోండి.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, please?
ఆ టైం కి యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసే టైం కి ఉండాలి.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్.
మీ వాళ్ళు ట్రిపుల్ ఐటీ వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడండి ఏం చేయాలో.
ఓకే సార్. హలో. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
యా. హలో. ఓకే. As there is no MNC or mathematics branch, how will we get exposure to interest in maths? Now, what is MNC? Maths and computing. Okay. I don't know. Some of the see, we have if you're interested in mathematics, you want to take more math courses. As I told you, as it is, you will do in your BTech program 4 courses, right, in math. They have to do 14 credits of mathematics, first semester, second semester, third semester. You have to do 3 courses in mathematics, 3 or 4. Okay, you will do minimum, you have to do 3 courses in mathematics. Then you have your free electives. As I told you, you can take 5 more courses. If you're really interested, you want to take 5 more courses in mathematics, you can go take 5 more courses in mathematics, right? And similarly, you can go take courses in the computer science branch also, if you have the preparation to take that particular course at that level. So, so there is a possibility, if you have interest, to take more courses in that particular area. That flexibility is there. We should choose CSE in Tirupati or data science and AI in Roper or Mandi Generation College. Well, that's we cannot advise whether you should do CSE here or data science and AI in Roper. That's for you to do your own call on that. It's very difficult to advise. What about electrical engineering with regard to courses in electronics? Yes, there are a lot of courses in electronics. There are a lot of courses in communication, a lot of courses in signal processing. All these courses are there. Once again, you have the option of about how many department electives they take? 4? Yeah. So you can take up to 4 department electives. If you are more interested in power electronics, take more courses there. If you're more interested in communication, take more courses in that. If you're more interested in signal processing, take more courses in signal processing in your electives. So you have 3 to 4, depending on departments. Some departments give you 4 electives, some departments 3 electives. You have 5 free electives. So you have choice about 7, 8 electives from which you can go take more courses. As we said, we already have an MTech, for example, in signal processing and communication. We have MTech in RF and microwave. We have an MTech in microelectronics, right? The third one is in microelectronics. So there are a whole basket of courses available in all these areas at a BTech elective level and a master's, any of the master's core courses or master's electives also you can go take from your 3rd year. So you have the option of taking this. we're giving you much more flexibility. We're not restraining you by saying from the beginning itself, you'll be an instrumentation specialized person or you'll be only a communication specialized person. It is for you to learn after your 2 years of exposure, decide what you do it rather than today, when you still don't know the whole thing. So the whole philosophy that we are trying to get is give you the flexibility rather than we telling you today, day one, saying this is what you should learn for the rest of your course.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, in second generation IITs and quite a few NITs, there are some public sectors coming for recruiting. So are you gonna call, is there any chance in the future that you're gonna call a public sector for recruiting?
Yes, Subaradi, you want to answer that? She's asking whether public sector companies are coming for recruiting.
We have 4 public sector companies and they recruited mechanical, electric, all the branches. And the pay is almost on par with all the software companies.
Yeah.
What we saw. So I think public sector companies, 4 came, they recruited, I think 9 students. And this year we want to invite even more companies.
Yeah. So public sector companies, you know, there many public sector companies are using GATE as the basis for the recruitment. So if you're very serious about public sector companies, you would have to do well in GATE. But then on campus also, they've again started coming back. Yes. And this year we had 4 public sector companies showing up, and next year we're expecting to get many more.
BEL came 3 times, Bharat Electrical Limited, CDOT for electrical students came, HPCL about to come. So
Hindustan Petroleum.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question? Pardon me?
Sir, can we use air coolers in hostel?
Air coolers in hostel. Oh, you want to air coolers in hostel?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can, but Tirupati is quite close to the coast, so air coolers will not be that effective because of the humidity levels are. If you're in Hyderabad, air coolers will be more effective. But you. But we have heavy winds here. And if you our doors bang, we are more worried that your hands will get crushed between the doors because of the heavy winds. Do you permit air coolers to be put in? It's been approved? Okay. Yeah, so apparently the hostel management decided to permit air coolers if you want to put them. Okay.
So one last question from me. Suppose, sorry for this question, first of all, suppose the students wants to discontinue, will he has to pay the 4-year fees?
Well, you pay tuition fee at the beginning of every semester. So if you decide to discontinue at any point, if it's in the middle of the semester, you will have to pay for that whole semester. But if you're formally withdrawing from the program, you don't pay for the rest of the 4 years. You don't pay for the rest of the program. Only up to the semester that you have enrolled in, you pay the fees. You don't pay the 4-year fees upfront. Okay, you pay the fees for each semester at the beginning of the semester. So because we won't hold your certificate saying unless you give me your 4 years fees, I won't give you certificates or anything like that. You can withdraw at any time. Is that what your? Huh? Yeah.
Very critical seat. Everybody studies for the and we take a seat, we live in between, then we are kind of offering others chances. Because I take a seat where after 3 months I want to discontinue.
Yeah, so that semester's fees you have to pay. Well, I think that's not getting into it. It's too much. How is the coding culture in IIT Tirupati? Who is our CS? Mahindran? It's a question on how is the coding culture in IIT Tirupati?
So on and off, we conduct a hackathon here, internal, and then we also encourage people to, students to apply for competitions around. So we have regular events happening every 6 months in winter break and in the summer break. It is regular. Yeah, the coding club is there that oversees the whole thing. It is not only for the CS, it is for the all the disciplines of the institute. Hope that helps.
Yeah. Okay. Then there's a question about how many girls in some branches like chemical, mechanical, if there are 2 or 3, will it not affect their general comfort, academic? How will IIT handle such situations? Well, as you know, as per the current admission process, 20% of the students have to be girls, including individual branches, at least 20%. So if you take a chemical where there'll be at least six girls in the class, minimum. Mechanical will have a minimum 6. Mechanical will have minimum 10 maybe. Yeah, 53 students, so 20%. So minimum 10 girls will be there. So I don't think you need to be worried about that. So when I studied at IIT Madras, we were 240 students in my batch with 5 girls. So it come a long way from there. Now we have the 20% requirement. So don't worry about it. And today it doesn't matter. Somehow there's a perception that mechanical, chemical girls is not suitable for them. See, today chemical engineering involves so much of various areas like biotechnology, My son just defended his PhD dissertation day yesterday. He's a chemical engineering person, and all his work is biotechnology. Okay, he is mostly biology. He's working on sensors for nanosensors for cells and all those things. So you're all over the place now. Things have become very interdisciplinary. So don't worry about the perception that people who do mechanical will be doing filing in the doing welding and things like that. But today it's at a different level. Yeah. So once again, the questions like how are electives in electrical engineering? Can they take some electives from CS, AI, DS? Oops, computer architecture, kindly advise. Murthy, you want to answer that question? Dr. Murthy is the head of mechanical engineering.
Just like any other,
sorry. Yeah.
Just like any other department, we have department electives, and most of the department electives are within the department. Of course, some of them we open it up for other departments depending on the mutual interest of both the departments. And in our curriculum, we have free electives. About 4 or 5 free electives are there. So the student is free to choose any course across the departments, right? It's pretty open. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. There's a question about can you do a double major? No, we don't have an option for a double major now. We are only introducing minors. You do a major in an area, you could do a minor in various basket of minors that we'll be offering. What is your collaboration with US, UK based universities for MS PhD? We have many collaborations emerging with many universities. As I told you, I just visited 8 universities with whom we have strong linkages. In addition to that, we probably are quite engaged with at least 13, 14 universities. Now, including Australia, Europe, for example, Norway, Germany, and so on. And then US and Canada. We have collaborations with many Canadian universities. We have, for example, very strong collaboration Texas A&M. As I told you, 9 of our students there doing PhD, MS and PhD program, most of them PhD programs there. So many of these things are evolving, the collaborations. We are getting this more active. International collaborations, we are trying to get their students to come and spend time here also with us. So this is a mutual collaboration that we are having. Oh, dual degree. Okay. Well, I don't think, but in terms of dual degrees, these are all again discussions going on with various universities. whether a student, but that will be mostly the PhD level, not at the BTech level. Okay. At the master's and PhD level, yes, not at the BTech level.
So one question.
Yeah.
Do we have any scholarship programs for the BTech students?
Yes. So all BTech students, if you're from the SC/ST category, you don't, your fees is waived, right? Tuition fee is waived. Sorry, tuition fee part of it is waived. Then 25% of our students are eligible for MCMs, merit cum means scholarships, where once again your tuition fee is waived, right? And then you get 1,500 rupees pocket money per month. So based on parental income being less than 4.5 lakhs, right? Your parental income, if you're once again, if your parental income is less than 1 lakh, your tuition fee is waived completely. If your parental income is less than 4.5 lakhs, this is across all IITs, same thing. You're eligible for merit cum means scholarship. I think every student who is eligible, who is applied, has got it, right? Merit cum means scholarship. Whoever is got less than 4.5, the thing, if your parental income is less than 9 lakhs, you can apply under the Vidya Lakshmi scheme. You can apply for a loan, and the institute will cover the interest during the period of study. Okay, on the tuition fee. Okay, the interest part is covered by the institute only for the interest component. But once you graduate, you'll have to pay the interest component plus the principal. So there are various such schemes that are available for students. So if there is really a student who is financially finding it difficult, we'll find a way. We want to make sure that you go through your program comfortably. If there's a student who requires help, we are there to help, find a way for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, people are asking about options, whether they should go to Roper or they should come here, or they should go take AI/ML there or come here. I think those are questions we cannot answer. That's for you to make a decision. How hot is it? It'll be in the hot air coolers, iron boxes, water kettles are allowed in the hostel. Yeah, we've already discussed that. Scope of biotechnology for from IIT for girls. Well, after biotechnology, right? It's not necessary for girls. It doesn't matter whether it's a girl or a boy. Once you do your biotechnology program, because we don't have a biotechnology specialization here in IIT Tirupati. But then that's an area that is really, really emerging, and a lot of demand for that. Yeah. Yes, you foreign exchange in the sense that we have these programs like MyTax, for example, Canada, right? A lot of us, some of our students have been getting this MyTax scholarships and going to Canada. Even now, I think a few students have gone. Yeah, but even BTech students are also eligible for MyTax. We have had students go. 4 students went for MyTax scholarships. Yeah, and then for Texas A&M, every year about 3-4 students are going on internships with some scholarship, some funding arranged by them, and we are working with a number of other institutions on that. Yeah, you can go for internship also if you get a professor to fund your stay there. You can go. We permit all that. Is bio background required to take up chemical engineering? Not required at this stage. Whether micro and macroeconomics are taught? Yes, we have. As I told you, take 4 electives. We have 2 faculty members in economics who teach various courses. Branch change option? Yes, in our institute it's still possible, right? I think some institutes are stopping it. Some institutes have stopped branch change, but IIT Tirupati we still have it. As of now, yes. For your batch, yes, definitely. If it has to be, our UG students are allowed to participate in research programs, they're most welcome. For example, Dr. Subbareddy, who is here, He has got a startup on fixed wing thing where he has about 10 BTech students who have worked with you over a period of time. So, yeah, 7 or 8 BTech students who have worked with him on composite materials preparation, all that for UAVs. So similarly, many other students are getting associated with various faculty members in the various research projects. Definitely. What is the ranking of IIT Tirupati among the third generation IITs? I would say number 1 among the third generation. In terms of rate at which we have hired our faculty members, number of students, physical infrastructure creation, and all that. And I would say we're almost catching up with the second generation IITs. Okay, if there are, I would invite you. I think there's some tea and some snack outside, and then they will take you around the campus also to go around the campus to see the campus. It's if you come back another 6 months from now, you will see even more whole campus looking green, and a lot of for students activities and all that. A lot of opportunities that are there. Okay. Bicycle needed. Well, yes, little ups and downs, but it helps to have a bicycle to go around, because the classrooms to your hostel will be about 500 meters, half a kilometer. So maximum. So it's up to you. You want to walk or you take the bicycle. In fact, when the students come and join the first week, orientation week, we have couple of bicycle companies come and set up their shops here to sell bicycles. They display the cycles and sell them here. So we arrange all those things. We have banks coming and setting up their stalls to do the paperwork for bank loans. We have shops coming and setting up their thing when the student comes. You don't need to bring, as she said, your mattress and all that also you can procure here itself. Everything will be organized. Yeah. Even bucket, mug, everything will get here. You did not bring all the way from Delhi or Rajasthan where you're coming from. Yeah. So, what is it? Oh, our semester starts on 31st of for the first year. So our academic calendar, we are getting back after this COVID. Everything got delayed. All of us had difficult time the last 3 years. All academic calendars were, in IITs, all academic calendars are matched, whether it's for MTech or BTech or the same. But this year, because of the little delay in the announcement of the results, initially we were planning to start on 31st July for the BTech first years also, but now we're deferring it by a week, right? So when they have to report here on the August 5th is what we expect students to report. Okay, so my colleagues are here. If you have any specific questions, we have a number of colleagues. We have Dr. Gauri Prasanna Roy, who is the head of chemistry. We have Dr. Subbareddy, mechanical engineering professor, who also takes care of advisor placement. We have Dr. Madan Mohan, mechanical, former head of mechanical. Then we have Dr. Anil, who is again a professor of mechanical engineering, or dean of sponsored research and consulting. Then we have Dr. Prashant Vuka, electrical engineering, who maybe Prashant just stand up so they can, who also takes care of internships. Okay, every student has to do summer internship. As I told you, for your batch, we are trying to enable 6 months internships if you wish to do it also. A lot of industry is demanding that send your kids for longer internship durations. Then we have Dr. Mahendran from computer science and engineering program. Who are the others? Then we have our Dr. Durga Prasad, who is the advisor admissions of our institute and also faculty member in mathematics. And then we have our academic staff here. We have our assistant registrars, both the assistant registrars here, Arun and Reddy, who can talk about the then student volunteers who all are here other than you. Yeah, there are a lot of student volunteers outside. You can talk to the students themselves to see what is their experience of staying here. You can interact with them. Anyone else did I miss? Oh yeah, Dr. Ravi Shankar, Dr. Enis Ravi Shankar, who is mechanical engineering head of the department. He's there. Murthy electrical, I think I introduced. Dr. Bijli is here from civil engineering, right? She was also till recently the chairperson of our Council of Wardens. And Dr. Ankireddy is here from chemical engineering, right? He's also our advisor academic research, but he's from chemical engineering. So we have faculty from different departments here. If you want to talk to them, so please feel free to this thing. And I think they've arranged. Someone want to announce the arrangement, Durga Prasad, the arrangements that have been made to go around and all that. No, just some of them walked in late, so maybe just announce that.
So thank you all for joining. Now we have outside, we have arranged some snacks. So all of us let us have it, and we can have small interaction among us. If you have any doubts, we can answer. And later our student volunteers and few of our colleagues will take you for the campus tour. If some of you wants to see what are the campus facilities, infrastructure, how the infrastructure is, you can free to go and visit the things. Our people will take you around. Thank you all for joining. And also in the South campus, we have our mess facility, and even in the North campus, mess facility is there. But however, in the South campus, I mean, just adjacent, there is a mess facility there. There you can have as it is close to lunchtime, those wants to have lunch, they can pay and have the lunch over there. It is on payment basis, it is available. Thank you all for joining again.